All right, Ken, thank you. Well, a big mystery next on our list for you tonight. A Roane County sister still searching for answers 5 years after her sister went missing. We're talking about Jessica Groover, who goes by Brooke. She was last seen in October of 2019. Now, her sister, Beverly, told the Roane County Sheriff's Office she last saw Brooke at her dad's house off of Buck Creek Road. Their father, Steve Groover, searched for his daughter until he was killed in 2022, along with Cindy Scruggs, in the same home where Brooke was last seen. Lonnie Wright is serving a 33-year sentence for the murders of Steve Groover and Cindy Scruggs. We're told Wright is Brooks' ex-boyfriend, and the Roane County Sheriff's Office calling him now a person of interest in Brooks' disappearance.
We receive tips all the time, and whenever we receive a tip, we jump on that immediately. Our detectives go out and try to vet that and trying to make good of it.
If you have information you think can help the Sheriff's Office in this case, you are asked to call the number on your screen, 865-717-4700. We got an update tonight in the case against 15-year-old Malachi Harris. The teen is accused of killing 13-year-old Savannah Copelan back in October. Harris appeared in court for under 10 minutes. He is charged with second-degree murder following the discovery of Copeland's body along a trail in Powell. Copeland's family was in the audience today. The juvenile judge setting a schedule for the next steps in this case. Back in November, prosecutors revealed they want to charge Harris as an adult. Now, he'll be back in court in January, where a judge will make that decision.
We believe in the system that we have and believe in the way that it works. It's frustrating, certainly, at some times, but that is what it is.
They are making sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed and everything is what it should be, and that's okay. So we will patiently wait.
And we do want to point out here, Harris's next court appearance is set for July 23rd. That will be another status hearing. This, of course, will lead up to the transfer hearing scheduled for some point between January 20th and 23rd. And we'll keep following the case, and throughout the process, the Powell community has rallied around Savannah's family. Her impact has gone beyond her hometown. The State House and Senate passing the Savannah Grace Copeland Act the same day as the hearing. The bill would increase state funding for child advocacy centers across the state.
With children who have suffered traumas of some kind at early ages, we need to get to them at early ages, and we need to give their family members support so that these kids hopefully can get the necessary love, support, education, and mental health, access to mental health that they need so that we don't lose them.
Copeland say there's a long way to go with mental health reform in the state, but this first step is the perfect way to honor their daughter. Federal funding cuts again showing up in our list of big stories around East Tennessee. First tonight, we're learning that Americorps staff members were placed on leave last week. Now, Americorps is a federal agency focused on national service, connecting volunteers with programs to improve communities. According to the director of Americorps at the Knox County Community Action Committee, National Civilian Community Corps members, people who might or, for example, help in a disaster, have been discharged early from their terms of service. Also, 85% of this federal workforce was put on leave. Those workers help with projects like improving seniors' lives, the environment, and local nonprofits. And the impact from those cuts, well, still to be felt.
At this time, that hasn't had a direct impact on the local programs that CAC operates. But what I would anticipate is that at some point, having lower staffing and impacted communication can impact the process of awarding grants or providing services in the community at some point.
I believe wholeheartedly in Americorps. I think it's a great program and a way to get young people involved in their local community and help out their neighbors.
We're told Americorps programs at CAC currently have about 250 members and serve thousands of people a year, ranging from educating kids, caring for seniors, and improving land. Also tonight, we are hearing from University of Tennessee Chancellor Dondi Plowman about federal funding cuts. We asked her about cuts to research grant funding at a joint forum with Arizona State University President Michael Crow. Plowman saying that some grants have already been terminated. She also expects more to come, and that these cuts will have an impact.
But our research is a big part of what we do. Michael calls it discovery. It's part of making the world a better place, making Tennessee lives and life better. So we're going to keep working at that, probably looking at different ways of thinking about how we do it. But research is super important.
Crow weighed in as well, saying academic research over the last 80 years has been an important component of America's economic competitiveness. Our next Big 7 at 7 story for you, a company's growth plan, and considering what the business does and the size of both the project and the investment, the operators want to hear from neighbors as they prepare for the next step. We're talking about Vulcan Materials on Court Street, a little south of Maryville College. Vulcan Materials plans to invest $12.5 million to update the quarry, which was originally built in the 1940s. The company wants to add visual and sound barriers as part of its new plan for the site. This would include a landscape berm, which we're told would benefit the areas around Shannondale, Trotwood Farms, and Montvale Road.
The current plan does some things where more and more people would start to notice us, and that's not the right way to do things. We had tours over yesterday, and people who lived in the area for a long time were like, we didn't know you existed, and that's exactly the way we want to keep it.
Vulcan Materials would also centralize mining operations away from Jarvis Park, the sports fields, and Windsor Park homes. If you want to weigh in on the company's new plan, just look for this story on our website, WAT.com. We have that information for you there. Big transformation underway right now. For the first time, Covenant Health Park, Knoxville's new multi-use stadium, being converted from a baseball field to a soccer field. Now, this process expected to take 12 hours from start to finish. We were out there this morning when crews were laying the landscaping fabric over the dirt. 15,000 square feet of sod or 2 truckloads is used to cover the dirt each time the stadium is converted. And once the sod is laid, crews start watering it so that it roots into the landscaping fabric.
That roots, it's going to really secure that sod, which is why we want to convert the field from baseball to soccer as soon after the last baseball game as possible. So the clock is running, because the more time it has to grow, the more secure it's going to be.
Yeah, the field is being converted ahead of one Knoxville SC's home opener at Covenant Health Park. That game coming up for you on Saturday night at 7. Tickets, by the way, still available, but 5,000 have already been sold. Knoxville Smokies, by the way, on the road in Pensacola through Sunday.